Coming up, don't give retirees a haircut, pensioner bondholders appeal to government. Come what may, we will build the National Cathedral, President Akufo-Addo has said. Meanwhile, the General Superintendent of the Assemblies of God Church in Ghana, Reverend Stephen Wingham, has described the decision to build the National Cathedral as a mark of a wise and great leader who wants to erect a sanctuary for God. On the Boma Shooting incident last Sunday, which has led to the death of one person, the Dormaahene said to be involved in the chieftaincy dispute is asking the police to do a thorough investigation and identify who fired the shot. Exposing private parts is an irresponsible act, female entertainers have been told. We will play back Alan Tremantin's great transformational plan, in which he outlines why he wants to lead the NPP and how he will help solve Ghana's developmental challenges when elected as president. He said he believes some things could have been done differently in President Akufo-Addo's government. And inflation continues upward surge. Retirees who hold sovereign bonds have urged the government to exclude their investments from the domestic debt exchange program. Addressing the media today under the Pensioners Bondholders Forum, the retirees, numbering about 200, each of whom holds government bonds, said capturing their investment in the debt swap program would have a negative consequence on their livelihoods and those of their families. The convener of the forum, Dr. Edu Anani, explained that most of them have made investments in government bonds with the expectation that the coupons will supplement the major pensions they receive through the Tier 1 pension scheme under the Social Security and National Insurance Trust. Dr. Entry explained that given the amended and restated exchange memorandum terms of the DDEP extends to 15 years, a lot of the pensioners will not live long to receive their investments.
If they negotiate with us, we are willing to also contribute and put in so that our country progress. At the rate they are saying that 15 years before you come to enjoy, when you are already on retirement for over 4 or 5 years. I mean, what do they want you to do? It's not right, but I'll get the full value of my investment in 15 years.
We also have family members who are also pensioners. A decision had to be taken, and it has been taken. But the ramifications are such that it is important to take a second look, and we believe the government will take a second look. Knowing the government we have, we believe they will take a second look because they should be on the ground, and I believe they would have been hearing what's going on.
The General Superintendent of the Assemblies of God Church Ghana, Reverend Stephen Wingham, has been paying courtesy calls on various stakeholders since his election last year to lead the church. Yesterday, he called on President Akufo-Addo and described the president's decision to build the National Cathedral as a mark of a wise and great leader who wants to erect a sanctuary for God that also signifies the unity of the Christian faith. Reverend Wingham commended the role the government had played so far in the building of the cathedral, including the recent innovative idea to ensure that more Ghanaians contributed 100 Ghana cedis monthly, and urged people to take advantage to support the cause.
Solomon has gone into history as a wise leader and a great leader because he built a temple for God. And it's a symbol of faith and a symbol that signifies the unity of our faith. The role government has played and the recent innovative idea of every person probably contributing 100 Ghana cedis, it is laudable. And we will encourage our members to contribute their quota to support this project.
Meanwhile, President Akufo-Addo has once again stated that no matter what happens and despite the criticisms, he will remain resolute and ensure that the National Cathedral is constructed in the last 2 years of his administration. Speaking at a prayer service at the Jubilee House on Tuesday, the president said he will not be deterred by the naysayers, adding that he will do everything within his power to ensure the completion of the project. On the Boma Shooting incident last Sunday, which has led to the death of one person, the Dormaahene said to be involved in a chieftaincy dispute is asking the police to do a thorough investigation and identify who fired the shot. Osajifo Osiadeyo Ajimanbedu II, addressing the media in Sunyani today, said the police should launch a swift investigation to bring the person who shot and killed the 40-year-old teacher, Joseph Odro Beniako, to order. He explained that in order not to get a bad name about the death and disturbances in the community, he wants the security agencies to investigate and find the killer of the young man. On Sunday, January 8th, the deceased, popularly known as Sir Joe, was shot dead on the spot, while 5 others sustained gunshot wounds at about 11 p.m. at Bomaa. The shooting erupted during a disagreement over the installation of a new chief in the town after the death of the Dormaahene Nana Kufuor. The Dormaahene Osajefo Osiadeyo Ajimambedu II has said the Bomaa area is under the Bomaa paramountcy. The chiefs and some people of the area on their part have challenged that position by the Dormaahene and insisted that they owe allegiance to Asanteman and therefore will continue their allegiance to the Asantehene Otumfuo-Addo II. Some chiefs of the Bomaa recently called on the Asantehene Otumfuo-Addo II at the Mission Palace in Kumasi to pledge their continuous allegiance. Female entertainers noted for exposing vital parts of their bodies have been told that those acts are irresponsible. Rice Levite Caleb Appiah, founder of Pan-African Ghana, speaking at an event in Accra today, bemoaned the rate at which young ladies in the music industry expose sensitive parts of their bodies in the name of fame and amusement.
Things previously done in secrecy are now public due to irresponsibility on the part of some musicians. Two certain songs they compose for public consumption are women, their own enemies. It is now questionable for young ladies to expose their private parts and making suggestive moves before television cameras and video clips. Some of these motion pictures do not even tally with the lyrics of the songs performed. Leaders, as well as music producers, must encourage musicians to produce materials worth enhancing society building. I challenge the public to come out freely to openly criticize any user acts which do not deserve commendation.
Yesterday, he affirmed his decision to contest the flag-bearer position of the new Patriotic Party when nominations open later this year. It will be the 4th time that he would be seeking to lead the NPP. Kicking his campaign in a televised address yesterday, he outlined what he said was a great transformation plan, which he has nicknamed GTP. Let's watch a playback.
The GTP will be anchored on the following key pillars: a strong macroeconomic environment, a new agricultural revolution, in brief NAR for Ghana, industrial transformation, accelerated infrastructure development, digital mainstreaming, energy security and diversification, decarbonization and climate resilience, national security and defense optimization, downsizing government, strategic engagement with the international community. I will, in the next several months, provide further details of this great transformational plan in the new Alan K. Primetime talk show to be introduced. I will also seek inputs from the people of Ghana as I go round in the regions and districts on my campaign tours.
Mr. Tremantin also gave a slight assessment of the President Akufo-Addo-led government, in which he served from 2017 until last week when he resigned. His last day at work is January 16. Mr. Ken Ofori-Atta, the finance minister, has been asked by the president to take charge of the trade ministry until a substantive minister is appointed.
The president has laid a strong foundation for the socio-economic development of our country, although I believe there are things that could have been done differently. My vision is to build a superstructure on this foundation that will bring prosperity to our nation.
In business inflation, the rate at which the prices of goods and services change in a given time increased from 50.3% in November to 54.1% in December last year. This is the 12th consecutive time the rate had increased, a development which is expected to impact the already high lending rate among other economic indicators. Last month's inflation was driven by the housing, water, electricity, gas and other fuels division, which recorded an inflation rate of 82.34%. Thank you for watching. For more news, please visit our website graphic.com.gh or follow us on Facebook at Daily Graphic and on YouTube and Twitter at GraphicGH. I am Juliet Echan Safo.